Let your favor be upon my life as a cloud of the latter rain. Let your beauty be upon my life, and let me be well favored. I am highly favored.
I am indeed highly favored. A very warm welcome to you. It's 9 o'clock and it's Community Junction with myself, Carlette, and I hope that you had an absolutely wonderful Sunday. I know that time flies when we do have fun, and when we do present ourselves in the presence of the Lord, it even goes quicker. So what can you expect on Community Junction right here until 12 o'clock? We've got a few things lined up and in store for you for today. We've got that feel-good story, and it's all about children and the disadvantages and the backgrounds and joys, successes in building robots. Yeah, I know that sometimes you think like, what? Robots? Yes, that's how we feel good about ourselves. And I'm going to share that feel-good story with you. Then we go into 9:15 with community influences. And on Wednesday, we traveled with Orlando Pirates and Vodacom Blue Bulls and the Emirates Alliance for the 16th Days of Activism. At about 10 o'clock, we all speak... wait, before we get into 10 o'clock, 9:30. Does this name rings a bell? Caroline Barole. Now, Caroline... she played in Generations, season 1. She was in The Idols, and she's currently in the soapy called The Couch. So if you don't know her, you will definitely get acquainted with Caroline Barole. And we conducted an interview with her previously in the weekend. No, in the week, rather, while she was busy doing the rehearsals. And we catch up with her as on Thursday, we are going to watch the Tina Turner, Simply the Best. So if you are a Tina Turner lover, I just love Tina Turner as she sings. Caroline Barole, she is doing the Tina Turner as songs as well. So that's 9:30. Then at 10 o'clock, we are speaking to a lawyer. Now, Lindsay Henson, it's Lawyers Against Abuse. And we're going to look about the legalities of maybe you've been abused. And we are looking at the legal ways on how to get out of abuse. And that's for our 16 days of activism as well. And we're going to look a little bit about what is abuse and what does it look like. Then I want to know from you, out of a Christian perspective, what does the Bible say concerning abuse? And at 11 o'clock, we are passing by. Now, when we pass by, it's those job opportunities, and maybe you are seeking a job, and you say, Colette, just give me a chance. Well, this is your time between 11 and 12. We are going to tell the people out there what you can do. And maybe you are a business person and say, oh, Carlette, we need some of the skills of the community. Then pop a message. The WhatsApp line, 081-858-2292. I would love to hear what maybe you are looking for work, or maybe you've got work. You can start sending those job opportunities for us on our WhatsApp line, 081-858-2292. Tell me what's your name, the telephone number, and what is your skill? And then at 11, we will start sharing that with the community. And maybe by tomorrow, which is Monday, you might just sit with a job. Well, count it all joy. You're as king and country. And then we'll get into that feel-good story for today. It's Community Junction with Carlet.
Gentlemen, tonight's lead story once again is Megastorm Hercules.
Yes, and though it seems to be settling over the entirety of the continental United States of America, there is some good news.
It is the storm of the century. It has utterly paralyzed our nation.
On a brighter note, people are really...
It's already claimed the dubious title of the worst of all time.
Thank you for that, Nancy. Why don't we take a look at the weather?
Lately I've been reeling, watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. Time has come to make a choice, and I choose. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. Yeah, back when I was younger, my eyes were full of life, but now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feels like the cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Choose. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of night, I'm with you by my side. I'm stepping into the light. I choose. Let it move you, let it move. Joy down in my heart to stay. I need that joy down in my heart to stay. Joy down in my heart to stay.
On a brighter note, while our circumstances haven't changed, I guess our perspective can. Right, Randy?
Couldn't have said it better myself. This is Channel 13, Nancy Randy.
That was a King and Country with a joy. So let the joy of the Lord be our strength. And sometimes our perspective and our situation does not change, but our perspective of that situation needs to change. And it changes for the good. Now, speaking of good, the goodthingsguide.com has a nice little story for us, and it's all about the deep sleuth learners that creates solutions to the community challenges using artificial intelligence and robotics skills, and got to build fun robots. And doesn't that sound just incredible? Well, I would love to build some robots, and maybe you would love to build that too. So it is a community junction with myself, Carlette, and if you've got any good stories, good news stories as well, then you know what to do. WhatsApp us 081-858-22290, and I already see that there's definitely some job applications coming through as well. If you need a job or you want to give a job, you know where to find us as well. But the Deep Sleuth Learner creates solutions to the community challenges using artificial intelligence and robotic skills, and got to build their fun robots. So over the last 15 weeks, more than 150 grade 9 students from Deep Sleuth combined schools have participated in the AI Robotics for the Future program, using complex artificial intelligence concepts to create solutions to existing challenges in their community. Made possible by Tata Consultancy Service, the TCS, in South Africa, and a next generation educational specialists, the The AI Robotic for the Future program came to a close last week when students showcased prototypes of their innovative solutions. Over the course of the program, students have learned about the AI technology concepts, such as creating and conducting electricity to power machines, build safe stopping robots for workplace safety, creating artificial natural networks using AI to classify information, and developing parallel processing machines to process big data. So with all of this knowledge and understanding of what it is possible with technology, the students set to the streets of Deep Sleuth to identify problems that can be solved using innovative thinking and technology. Well, the program accumulates in the final competition, where students showcased prototypes of their AI innovations. These prototypes include crime-stopping robots, a robot that cleans the streets and cycling or recycling, and a solar-powered generator to power homes and appliances, a water-purifying robot, a cell phone-controlled housekeeping robot, and then that can even help kids with their reading homework, and the solar-powered cooking pots. Now, what a story is that, having some nice innovative ideas from students from Deep Kloof. Wow. This is definitely creative thinking at its best. Well, let's quickly go for a song, and then we're going into community influences as well. Here is Krista Faria with Original Love. So this time of the evening, we'll definitely go a little bit reggae right here on Community Junction.
No, value money, they rock, spend no mystic, conspiracy of law. From the Father up above, Satan's on the loose, he's trying to deceive anyone who would believe in this great mystery of law. From Zion up above. Well, it's a matter of the heart. Love and love is of God. original love from the bottom of my heart. Better know, yeah, it's original. Me want you know, never let it go. Better know, it's original love. Some boy call it love, but lust is what they mean, gratifying the flesh, satisfying the greed's emptiness. Is to see that produce fruitless trees. Them got the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. No matter how them do, them never satisfied. For your life is empty without the Almighty. Well, it's a matter of the heart. God is love and love is of God. Ooh, yeah. Some people know not what they've got. 'Cause if you know not love, then you know not God. And if you know not God, then you know not love. Original love, straight from creation. Original love, upon your radio station. Original love, right from the start. Original love, from the bottom of my heart. Original love, straight from creation. Original love is a higher meditation. Original love, right from the start. Original love, from the bottom of his heart. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh yeah. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh yeah. Better not know, but it's original. Now why you know, never let it go. Better not know, I got original. Watch out, I love it is my weapon. So step on, we praise far from heaven. How with the power on sound. Yes, love it is my weapon. So step on, we praise one from heaven. You feel his presence all around. When it was dead by love, when love was crucified. So cast away the fear and doubt and put it aside. The conspiracy of love, yes, the crisis of kind. Yes, I love you from before the dawn of time. Yes, love it is my weapon. So step on, we praise far from heaven. How with the power on sound. Yes, love it is my weapon. So step on, we praise ones from heaven. You feel his presence all around. Original love, straight from creation. Original love, it's a higher meditation. Original love, right from the start. Original love, from the bottom of his heart. I'm in his presence. His spirit's in me. The love of my Savior is flowing through me. Original love, straight from creation. Original love, upon your radio station. Original love, right from the start. Original love, from the bottom of my heart. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh yeah. Pick it up. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, yes, oh Lord, yeah.
That's Christopheria with the original love right here on Community Junction on your favorite gospel station, 103 Hope FM. And now let's quickly get into that community influence. So Vodacom Foundation had a walk with the Orlando Pirates, Vodacom Blue Bulls, and the Emirates Alliance for the 16 days of activism. Now, what happened here is that they had a walk. No, it wasn't a walk to freedom, like our former president Nelson Mandela, but it was a walk indeed, and it was a 5K walk for good event. Vodacom, and it's called Vodacom 5K walk for the event, which was held on the 28th of November. So it was at the Vodacom World at the Boulevard in Midrand. But what they've done is that they said, well, we are going to raise awareness for the cause of the Vodacom Foundation to assist in the plight of violence against women and children in our country. And now, I think it's a brilliant idea. Just do a 5K walk so you can get some being fit as well. So in 1998, South Africa adopted the 16 Days of Activism for No Violence Against Women and Children campaign as one of the intervention strategies towards creating a society free of violence. The campaign continues to raise awareness amongst the South Africans about the negative impact of violence against women and children on all members of the community. Now, this 5K walk of Vodacom World seeks to encourage a mass mobilization of communities to promote active participation in the fight and eradicate violence against women and children. So they had this walk, and I do believe it was pretty much of a success, and that's what we are doing right here on Community Junction as well. We are fighting the fight against women and child abuse for these 16 days to come. And in about half an hour or so, we will have Lindsay Hudson. Now, Lindsay is a lawyer in this field of violence. And she's protecting those that has been violated as well. So she is the lawyer against abuse, and she's got quite a team going on as well. So Lindsay holds a law degree in the form of Harvard Law School from 2014 and the BS from the University of California, Los Angeles. So she's definitely got that US accent as well, but we're going to speak with her at 10 o'clock, and we're going to discuss those factors of the legalism of women and child abuse. So if you have questions, ask them. Don't be afraid. You can ask them on the WhatsApp line 081-858-2292, or you can phone us on 087-700-4700. That is about 10 o'clock that we will have Lindsay Henson right here on the telephone, and she's going to give us some great information. But speaking of information, if you are looking for a job at 11 o'clock, we are doing the passing by. So just give us your name and your number and what you are good at and your skill. And let's see whether we can find you a job. The WhatsApp number 081-858-2292. Thank you for choosing your favorite gospel station, the station with the gospel touch. And I know that you are brave and you are walking on water, as it is 21:23 right here. On your favorite gospel station, 103 Hope FM. It's a need to breathe with Walking on Water.
The wind is strong, the water's deep, my heart is heavy and my mind won't sleep. Oh, can you hear my fear it breathe? I need to know if you're the shadow I can see. I wanna run to you when the waves break through. I wanna run to you, not turn back. There's no turning back. Nothing past. Eyes on you again. Can't see nothing at all. Your outstretched arms help me believe it. Though I fall, you got me walking on water. The ocean sings a song of grace.
looked up and saw your face again. You pulled me out of the water, water, water. There's no turning back, nothing in the past. My eyes are on you again. Can't see nothing at all, but you're outstretched arms. Help me believe it. Lord, I'm falling. You got me walking on water.
Well, when the Lord just let you walk on water, it's a little bit of a faith there that's a need to breathe with. Walk on water. Here now, Newsboys with a shine.
When you hear your heart start asking what's my motivation, tries you made there is no way to explain the kind of change that a nigga an Eskimo really fur, that a nigga vegetarian barbecue hamster, less you can trace this of their face to a certain size. Shine, make 'em wonder what you got, make 'em wish that they were not on the outside looking for. Shine before all men. Let them see good works in men. Let them glorify the Lord. Out of the shape, run onto the plate. It isn't coverage, sure ain't fate. That a nigga did and sell his van. That a nigga schizophrenic turn in his crayon. Over freaks and science seeks a rationale that shall excuse his strange behavior. When you let it shine, you will inspire the kind of inside. Make 'em wish that they were not on the outside looking for. Shine, let it shine before all men. Let 'em see good works in them. Let 'em glorify the Lord.
That we should love one another. This is not a new commandment, but one we had from the beginning. Love means doing what God has commanded us, and He has commanded us to love one another, just as you heard from the beginning. Many deceivers have gone out into the world. They do not believe that Jesus Christ came to earth in a real body. Such a person is a deceiver and an antichrist. Watch out so that you do not lose the prize for which we have been working so hard. Be diligent so that you will receive your full reward.
Gala Staff Appreciation Dinner on the 12th December from 6 p.m. at the Vereeniging Civic Hall. Dress to impress as we take the 103 Hope FM Gala Dinner by storm. Artists such as Nazim, Ingoma Award-winning Mzala Mkolo, and Taking Doe will entertain us. Staff Appreciation Gala Dinner. Buy your ticket now. Call Sihla on 083-497-2148 or Buzz D on 072-250-9823. Tickets only, 250 Rand per ticket. Don't miss out. Call Sihla on 083-497-2148 or Buzz D on 072-250-9823 for your ticket. See you there.
In your station.
Hold on 1 second. Let's find the station.
103 Hope FM. Gospel Touch.
It is definitely done. That's Hans Winkler with a beautiful song called The Roar right here on Community Junction. And if you want to roar a little bit, you may just do that as well. Now, you know what? if this name sounds very familiar to you, it's probably because you have watched Generations. Well, Caroline Barole is doing a Tina Simply the Best, and this sensational show highlights the unforgettable hits from the legend herself, Tina Turner. Now she's traveling to Roodepoort Theatre on the West Rand, providing ideal family entertainment for the festive season. Well, Tina Simply the Best will be on stage for a limited season at the Roodepoort Theatre on the Thursday the 6th to Sunday the 16th of December. Get the electrifying concert experience of Tina Turner with this full stage production brimming with Tina hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, which features the powerful raspy vocals and thrilling stage performance or presence of Caroline Barole. Live on stage, complete with band, brass sections, backing vocals and dancers to make this definite tribute and a fabulous fun night out for the family. Hear the energetic rock and soul R&B hits that made Tina Turner one of the 20th century biggest names in music, such as Simply the Best, What's Love Got to Do With It, and River Deep, Mountain High, Proud Mary, and Nutbush, City Limits. We don't need another hero, and what you get is what you see, and definitely that song called Private Dancer. And there's many more of those absolute fantastic songs. So who is Caroline Barole? She's the lead role of Tina Turner and is played by the South African-born Caroline Barole. She was handpicked by the Snow Team Australia director Johnny van Grinsven to take this powerful role to stage. For Caroline Barole's music has been a major influence in her life. The South African-born songstress and credit her family as saturating her child with various genres and artists, many of which helped shape Caroline's own personal music style. At the tender age of 10, Caroline's father introduced her to the soul of Ike and Tina Turner, and record that sparked interest in the jazz and blues genre. After numerous weekends of records and repeats, Caroline began to idolize the iconic female musician, taking note of Tina's outrageous confidence and high energy. Throughout Caroline's schooling, she took every opportunity to perform and steadily develop a lust for the spotlight. After taking home a first prize at her first talent show, Caroline set her sight on the musical career, eventually studying music theatre at the tertiary level. After 3 years of university, Caroline ventured into the entertainment industry, landing notable roles on television shows and musical productions, including the appearances in Generations, On the Couch, Under African Skies, and the starring role of Effie White in the South African national production of the musical Dreamgirls. Eventually, Caroline found her way of becoming a member of Showtime Australia. She began touring as a backup singer for two of the company's largest productions, The Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston Show, and the Michael Jackson History Show. Discovering Showtime Australia was bringing in a new show, Tina Simply the Best. Caroline knew it was her chance to take the spotlight. Now, with hours of study and a repetitive of the Tina Turner Simply the Best set, Caroline used her bold personality and acknowledged various music genres in the conquer Tina's iconic growls, grants and raspy vocals. As well as this, Caroline became acquainted with the high intense dancing Tina performed on stage for her audience. Barole explained that although a challenge at first, her passion is performing, and she will happily endure the painful workouts to leave her heart on the stage for the audience of Tina Simply the Best. Now, Tina Simply the Best is proudly brought to you by Showtime Australia in association with the Roodepoort Theatre. Now, I've caught up with Caroline in the week, and this is what she had for us. You are tuned into the Community Junction with myself, Carlette, and we are having Caroline on the line. So how are you keeping, Caroline?
Hi, Carlette. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
We're excited as well. So, Caroline, let's quickly tell our listeners, who are you?
Okay, well, Caroline Borole is a 34-year-old performer. I was born and raised in Soweto. I studied musical theatre. I have a huge interest in music and all things stage and singing, some acting as well, dancing. I have done some musicals, some cabaret shows, some corporate, some television work, commercials, etc., etc. I've traveled the world. Well, not the whole world, unfortunately, as yet. But we're getting there. I've traveled some places with a beautiful company called Showtime Australia and other companies. And I'm a lover of theatre. And right now I'm currently in the production of Tina Turner Simply the Best, playing Miss Tina herself.
The one and only, eh?
Yes.
So let's dwell a little bit on that production as well, Caroline, because it was quite a journey for you as well to get the part of Tina.
That's right. It really was. It's been an incredible journey. I mean, even the way it started or how I got the part to begin with is a story in itself. I actually went up, obviously, against a lot of ladies, wonderfully talented ladies from South Africa and abroad. And I actually wasn't even in the country when I auditioned.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I was in the Seychelles.
So
for somebody else.
So I
actually had to do a video audition. Can you imagine?
Really? A video audition?
Video audition.
In the Seychelles?
What's that?
I say, when you were on the in the Seychelles, you've done an audition to...
Yes, I was singing with another band completely, and Johnny Van Grinsen, the creator of the show, asked me to send him a clip of me singing on a video via email, and that's exactly what I did. And a couple of months later, like 2 months or so, he called me and he said he wanted to meet with me and have a chat. And the rest, as they say,
it's history.
Yeah, completely.
Wow.
So it's been a wonderful trip. It's been a very interesting, challenging, but beautiful journey with Miss Tina Turner. I've really been enjoying myself.
I've seen a little bit of the preview there as well. Tina's got a quite interesting and amazing dance moves, and you definitely had to get into character for that one.
Oh, yes, definitely. You really can't leave anything, you can't be shy on that stage. When you play Tina, you really have to let yourself go, you know? You have to really get into the swing of things, because she moves all over the stage. And I'm a short girl, and she's obviously she's a tall lady.
Yeah.
When I move on stage, I really have to travel. Me and my little legs have to really move. But I mean, there's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy dancing as well. So, and it's been such a lovely challenge for me to learn her particular dance moves, because she's a rock artist.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily move in a conventional way. You know what I mean? She's got her own special way, her own special mannerisms of moving around, etc., etc. And so, having to learn that has been quite an interesting journey for me, because growing up listening to Tina and singing Tina in the house with a comb in my hand and performing for my family, and actually doing it now professionally for the world to see, it's obviously two just very different things. She's great things, but she's very, very different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love her energy. I love her dance moves. I love everything about her, and so I try my best to just emulate that.
Well, I know that, like I said, I've seen a little bit. I've seen the preview, and you are doing it as well on stage. So
thank you.
I can't wait to see you on it's the 6th, isn't it? Yeah, 6.
Yes. So we are at the Roodepoort Theatre from the 6th to the December.
Yeah.
The shows are pretty much during the week at 8 p.m. and over the weekends at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to see you there, Caroline, and doing your best
Yes.
to do Tina.
I can't wait.
Yeah, oh, no, the same here. We in the media, we've got about a few of us from 103 Hope FM that's going to be there. So you will see the crazy crowd, eh?
I can't wait. I love the crazy crowd. That's my crowd. I'm pretty bonkers myself, so...
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, Caroline, let's quickly go a little bit backtracking. I know that you've done Generations, season 1. How was that experience for you?
You know, that was actually another love interest of mine is acting. So that was a very interesting thing for me to do. One of my first professional jobs that I got after getting my diploma at Botswana University.
Yeah.
And so to be thrown into such a big sea of people that are, world-renowned, like nationally known, and, celebrities in their own right that have been doing this, and here I am, just a little small fish, trying to swim my way into this big world, was quite interesting for me. I had a lot of fun, and they took me under their wing, and they showed me the ropes. They're very good bunch of people, and they were, willing to teach, and I was obviously willing to learn and ready to learn. So it was a great experience in terms of the fact that I got the exposure of what television is like and what acting is like. But I mean, for me, there's nothing that really, truly, and ultimately beats the stage. I live for the live feeling. The notion that you can't say cut, let's do it again.
Yeah.
I live for that thrill. I live for that thrill of knowing that every second counts and everything that you do has to either be right or you have to fail with the most glorious smile in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for me, theatre is always that thrilling part as well.
Completely.
It's a beautiful art form in itself.
Yeah, it really is. There's another kind of respect to the form, to the art of theatre that I think you have to really have a kind of discipline to apply yourself to,
Yeah.
And I love that. I live for that.
And speaking of stage, Idols.
Yes, I did Idols.
Yeah, so...
You've got my history, girl.
We do the research, eh?
I did Idols. I feel like a lot of the stories that I have, like a lot of the accolades that I have in life, I have acquired, not by myself, but there's always like a bit of a funny story behind it. Because even with Idols, it wasn't my intention to go and enter the competition. I went there with my little sister because she was nervous. She wanted to go and enter. And so she was like, come, let's go. You have to come with me. You have to see my support structure.
Yeah.
And so when I went, I just kept going through all these rounds. And I really had no intentions of entering Idols at all. at all.
No.
So I just kept going through all these rounds. And I mean, finally I started enjoying myself and I got out in the top 9.
Yes.
So, I mean, I did quite well for myself, for somebody that had no intentions of entering to begin with,
No, just just being the support system.
Like I said, a funny story.
You know what? At the end of the day, I think your little sister was your support system at the end of the day.
Completely, same. I really appreciate her. She's also actually in the arts herself. So, it's a bit of a family affair, this thing that we've got going on.
Oh, but that's the fun of being a performer and an artist, and just being in the performing arts as well. It comes literally from mom and dad, and just having that support system as well.
No, completely. And my family is quite musical. I mean, both my siblings sing. My parents are very musical. So, getting the support of music as a whole has been... I've been very lucky. I've been truly and very lucky. It hasn't always been easy, obviously. It's not an easy journey being in the arts. You don't always know where your paycheck is coming from.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty well for myself so far. So I'm happy.
So let's, you said so far. So how many years have you been in the arts?
Oh, let's see. 13.
Oh, wow. It's quite a journey, eh?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. I started a while ago. I mean, I've done all kinds of things, and I've got quite a few things under my belt that I'm very, very proud of. Quite a few highlights as well.
So let's talk a little bit about your highlights. Those moments that you think, wow, this is a moment to put in the books. Let's talk about that.
I would say my first one one was probably playing the international production, the actual international production with the international director of Dreamgirls came to the country. They auditioned us, and I got the pleasure of playing Effie White, who was played by the Jennifer Hudson character in the movie, and Jennifer Holliday in the actual West End production. So that was a highlight. I got to play Dolores, then Cartier in Sister Act. I've gotten to travel and see like incredible places. I've got to, meet dignitaries that I never thought I'd meet, governors and people of government from around the world, some kings and queens. I've gotten to meet like interesting people, and just go to amazing places. I mean, I've been to places like Iceland.
Wow.
To Iceland, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've experienced, I've just experienced a lot of just great things in and around my capacity and the thing that I do called stage, which a lot of people cannot say that they're privileged to experience. So I've been pretty lucky so far. I can't complain.
You know
what? I really can't complain. And obviously Tina being one of the highlights as well of my life.
No.
Yeah, completely.
Wow.
Completely.
Caroline, when you speak about these highlights of your life, it reminds me of the times that small and humble beginnings, and it's not over just yet. There's quite a few things that you still have to do.
Definitely. This is still just the beginning. I have been in the industry for over a decade, but this is still definitely just the tip of the iceberg, things that I want to do. I mean, I want to go into also directing. I want to go into producing. I want to show the world the kind of talent. I mean, we already are showing the world the kind of talent that South Africa has, but I want to really infiltrate the world with our talent, because I believe we are the most talented nation out there. South Africa, that is.
Yes, a very diverse rainbow nation.
A great rainbow nation. We have a certain spirit about us. We have a sense of Ubuntu,
Yeah.
And I've seen that traveling around the world, that only we bring. We really do bring that to people, and people resonate around that, and they accept it and they welcome it, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, really.
You know what, when you speak about unity, there's quite a few life lessons that you've gained throughout this the years that you've been in the performing arts. And share with our listeners those moments or those treasured,
The treasures that I can definitely put out to the listeners is that the world is really your oyster. There is nothing that can ever hold you back, or that can make you feel like you cannot do anything that you set out to do. If you believe in yourself and you have that talent, then you can go out there and show the world exactly what that talent is. If it's a God-given talent, it will resonate around the world. And there's no dream too small or no dream too big. Whatever you believe that you can do, you can go out there and do. That's always been an avid belief of mine. And I've like I said, I've had the opportunity to be able to show that to a few people in and around the world. And this is just the beginning. I'm not even done. So, and the other thing is that discipline is also a very important thing. It's so easy for people to want to go out there and just want to be famous. Oh, I can sing a note, so let me just get on stage. Certain discipline that comes with doing what we do and putting in a profession. I didn't just get Tina because I can hold a note. I have put in the work. And even today I still put in the work.
Well, that was Caroline Barole just telling us a little bit about Tina Turner and how she just came about doing what she loves best. So thank you so much, Caroline Barole. And we'll definitely meet up on Thursday for that Tina Turner production as well. Speaking of moving, and we know that Tina could move and give those moves out very, very courageously as well. Here is Toby Mac with a song called Move, and then it's already 10 o'clock. Toby Mac.
Another heartbreak day. Feels like you're miles away. Don't even need no shine. Too many passing by black limousines. It's hard to keep believing when it passes you by and by. I know your heart been broke again. I know your prayers ain't been answered yet. I know you're feeling like you got nothing left. Well, lift your head. It ain't over yet, it ain't over yet. So move, keep walking. So just keep moving on. Move, keep walking until the morning comes. Move, keep walking. So just keep moving on and lift your head. It ain't over yet, it ain't over yet. Echoing inside your head are the words that your sweet mama said. Shoot for the moon, my dear. So you took game out of this atmosphere between high stakes and pump fakes. You're feeling like you can't vibrate. I can hold your hand, but I can't turn your eyes to freedom. I know your heart been broke again. I know your prayers ain't been answered yet. I know you're feeling like you got nothing left. Well, lift your head. It ain't over yet, it ain't over yet. So move, keep walking. So just keep moving on. Move, keep walking until the morning comes. Keep walking. So just keep moving on and lift your head. It ain't over yet, it ain't over yet. Hold on, Lord ain't finished yet. Hold on, he'll get you through this. Hold on, these are the promises I never will forget. I never will forget. So hold on, the Lord ain't finished yet. Hold on, he'll get you through this. Hold on, these are the promises I never will forget. I never will forget. I know your heart been broke again. I know your prayers ain't been answered yet. But it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. So get up and move. Keep walking. So just keep moving on. Move. Keep walking until the morning comes. Move. Keep walking. So just keep moving on and lift your head. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Lift up your head. Keep walking. So just keep moving. Lift up your head. Keep walking until the morning comes. Keep walking. So just keep moving on and lift your head. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
That's Toby Mac with a move, and I hope that you are moving. Here's Corey Foss with God Who Moves the Mountains, and then now we'll get into a little bit of abuse and those moments that you need a lawyer. But yeah, now first, Corey Foss.
He is not confined, he confounds. He will not resign, he resounds. He is not restrained, oh hear the sound, oh hear the sound. Rocks are falling, the broken calling to the God who moves the mountains. The earth is shaking, the weary waking to the God who moves the mountains. The God who moves the mountains. Yeah. He is not surprised, he surrounds. He cannot be stopped, he astounds. He is drawing near, oh hear the sound, oh hear the sound. Rocks are falling, the broken calling to the God who moves the mountains. The God who moves the mountains. The earth is shaking, the weary waking
Well, that is Corey Foss with a beautiful song called God Who Moves the Mountains. Well, it's 16 days of activism right here on 103 Hope FM, Community Junction with myself, Carlette. And on the line, we've got Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Carlette. How are you doing?
I'm keeping very well. Quickly tell us, who are you and where are you coming from? Because we are doing 16 days of activism, and your heart is definitely in the law firms, and you are a lawyer as well, and it's all about lawyers against abuse.
Yes, so I'm a lawyer myself. I was trained in the United States, and I've been in South Africa for the past 4 years. But what I do here is actually run a nonprofit organization called Lawyers Against Abuse, and we specifically provide free legal services and therapeutic support for victims of gender-based violence.
So, especially in this time, the 16 days of activism, I reckon that you get a lot of cases at these times as well, but not just for the 16 days. I think around about the entire year as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. And you do find that there will be spikes sometimes, just especially as there are different kind of awareness campaigns that are going on, whether that's, awareness campaigns to the government, Women's Month, Child Protection Week. During the 16 days, you may see spikes where there is a lot of awareness kind of being raised around the issues, a lot of information going into communities, both about what people's legal rights are, what the available legal remedies are, but also where people can go to for help and support. And so you do tend to see spikes. But like you've mentioned, it certainly isn't a problem that we only face, 16 days a year during Women's Month. Is something that we need to continue to talk about all year round.
So, Lindsay, let's talk about this lawyers and lawyers against abuse. Why? How did this came about? And then out of this, what can we do for our 16 days of activism against the abuse of women and children?
Yeah, so Lawyers Against Abuse, or we call it LVA for short, so it's Lawyers versus Abuse kind of vibes. And so it's a South African nonprofit organization, and it was founded back in 2011. And really, it was founded by a multidisciplinary team. So it wasn't just lawyers, but there were a number of lawyers as well as therapists and psychologists who really wanted to take an integrated, trauma-informed response to gender-based violence. And what they saw at the time, the founder of the organization, years prior, was actually volunteering with a different nonprofit and was running like a helpline, a 24/7 kind of helpline. And what she just found was just a very similar story of the women who were calling in, most of them feeling very isolated, not knowing what their legal rights were, and this woman, Benita Myers, she was able to offer them some, legal advice, but felt the help she was able to provide was quite limited, and that there was no organization at the time that was providing the ongoing direct legal support services that these women really needed, both to inform them, but also to try and hold the system accountable when the justice system would fail to actually enforce the law the way that it's meant to be enforced. And so that was kind of the initial idea behind the creation or the founding of this organization, was really to fill that gap for victims of violence.
Lindsay, because of this gap that you've met the needs of the community as in large as well. And I've seen the team here. There's the finance managers, there's the legal officers, but most of all, what's very intriguing as well is that, like you've mentioned, there's social workers. There's actually also a drama therapist as well, and psychologists too. That just gives the dynamic of this. Lawyers against abuse. So it's not just in the lawyer, the legal part as well. It's a very diverse way of working with these women in abusive relationships as well.
Yeah, completely. I mean, and I think that's one of the things that we find so important in the model and the way in which we do our work is like I've said, we take this integrated approach, this really holistic approach, where we're trying to address our clients' holistic needs. So it's not just their legal needs, but ensuring that their mental needs, their emotional needs, their psychological needs are met as well. And we find that by taking this more holistic approach, is you actually find that you have better, what we call justice system outcomes. So you have women who are less likely to withdraw their criminal cases. They're more likely to be able, if their case goes to trial and they have to give, they have to testify at trial, that they're able to confidently and boldly give their story, giving strong evidence for the court, which then increases conviction rates. So, I mean, not only are we trying to obviously support victims of violence holistically, but we're obviously trying to also create accountability for perpetrators of violence, and to do that through the justice system. So, yeah, it definitely is a very multidisciplinary team, like you said, social workers, therapists, psychologists, lawyers, all working together for this common goal.
This is quite an interesting approach, the holistic approach with this the 16 days of activism as well, that you've said that every aspect, every need of a woman will be met, from psychology and right to the legal aspect as well. So let's talk a little bit about the legality of this aspect of being abused, because there's quite a few women out there in the community, and I found it a lot of them says, I am being abused, but I will stick with my husband because I don't know where to go from. He's the one that's supporting me, and if I leave him, then I won't have support. I will be the one on the street, or maybe then go to need to be a burden to the family. And it becomes a very psychological abuse as well, not just a physical abuse then too. So out of a legal aspect, and you find this scenario, what can women do?
Yeah, so I mean, you raised a couple of really important points here. So in terms of the available legal remedies, it really depends on the particulars of the situation. But in terms of, if it's an intimate partner violence or domestic violence situation where there is, like you said, possibly multiple forms of abuse taking place, whether it's physical, verbal, psychological, economic abuse. The definition of domestic violence in the Domestic Violence Act is actually quite broad and includes all of those things. Then the law provides for that individual to apply for and to seek a protection order. And I'm happy to kind of speak people through the process of how one would go about applying for a protection order and what that looks like.
Yes, please take us through that process, because it's quite important, because I know that there's women out there that needs to know this information, and they say, okay, I want to opt out. But where to now? What can I do? So share with us, Lindsay, that information.
Sure. So the first step in getting a protection order would just be to submit an application to your closest magistrate's court. So if you can either, if you just Google domestic violence protection order application, you can download it online yourself if you want to fill it in advance. If you don't have access to those resources, you can always just go to the court and to say, speak to the clerk there and to say that you want a protection order, and they'll give you the form and kind of explain how to fill it out. But it's relatively straightforward. You would put your information and you would put the person's information that you want to get the order against, and then there's just you write a description describing kind of the incidents of domestic violence and why you're seeking a protection order and what you would like the court to have the order say. So, the standard kind of terms of that order would be things like, this person isn't allowed to commit any domestic violence against you, isn't allowed to get anyone else to commit domestic violence against you. But then you can also specify the terms depending on the particulars of your situation. So perhaps it's an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband who's continuing to harass you or to intimidate you, threaten you, those sorts of things. And you could say, you could ask the court that the order would say, that this person isn't allowed to come to your home, or this person isn't allowed to come to your workplace, or isn't allowed to have, certain types of contact, those sorts of things. So the first step is to fill in that application, then you submit it, and a magistrate just reviews it, and it's based then just on kind of what you've written in that paper, and you could include evidence if you have photos or any other sort of evidence. And then they decide whether or not to give you what's called an interim protection order, and that is then just a temporary protection order that's in place until you have the final hearing. And it's at that final hearing that then you must now go back to court and the other person must go to court, and you would then you'd go in front of the magistrate, and the magistrate would be able to ask both parties questions. And you can also bring witnesses. You don't need a lawyer. You know, I think a lot of people feel quite intimidated and say, oh, well, I can never afford a lawyer. But actually the way that these domestic violence courts are designed is that they're meant to be quite approachable and quite user-friendly. So in most instances, neither party has actual formal legal representation, and the proceedings are quite informal with the magistrate just engaging and asking questions. And then the magistrate, then on the basis of that, then the magistrate would decide whether or not to grant what's called a final protection order. And under the Domestic Violence Act, if a final protection order is granted, then that order never expires. It actually is good forever. And with that order, then, you're given what's called a warrant of arrest, and that means that if any of the terms of the order are ever violated, then the individual can take the order and take that warrant of arrest and go to the police station and open it's a criminal case, so it's called a contravention of a protection order charge. And then depending on the nature of that, then the individual could be arrested for obviously violating the protection order.
So the system makes it so easy for women to just go and get that court order as well. There's no money involved. You just go and...
No, the only potential, there's no fee. You don't have to pay a fee. Like I said, you don't need to hire a lawyer. They do, kind of the one step that they do actually put the burden or the onus on the victim is where actually after the interim order, if you're given an interim order, you're given 2 copies. And you actually must, so one copy is for you, and the other copy is for the person you're trying to get the order against. And so you have to formally, what's called serve notice on that person that you've applied for a protection order, the interim order has been granted, and now they are required to show up at court on such and such a date. And so if you go to the police, then the police have to, the police are meant to serve those orders, and they'll do it for free. If you'd rather, there are then private, like sheriffs, who will do it for a fee. Depending on kind of what resources you have available, but it is important that you actually know where the respondent, where the person who you want the order against is located, either where they're living, where they're working, somewhere where the police can take these papers to them and formally serve notice.
I know that there was a case, it's not against the violence against women, but there was a case that they could not find the person, and they searched all over, and the only way that they could serve that warrant was via a WhatsApp. Now, what happened? What happens when you give the police now say this is the address and they can't find them at that address?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a real problem, and this is where I say that, probably unfairly so, that the burden for this problem is then placed on the victim. That this happens in countless cases of our own clients where, especially if now a person is afraid that the police are after them, then they're going to disappear for a while. They may go into hiding, they may move, what have you. And so then that's the challenge, and then the police make it basically like the victim's problem to say, okay, we'll figure out where he is. But then obviously this is someone you're afraid of, and you don't intentionally want to have contact with them.
No.
The law provides for certain other ways, and this is more commonly seen in, let's say, a divorce matter or a custody matter where you have to prove some sort of formal notice was given. But then the law provides for all sorts of ways. If you can't physically locate the person, you have to publish it in a newspaper and kind of all of these things.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of written publication. But the law does provide, because, for example, in the instance where it's a divorce matter, you can't force somebody to stay legally married to somebody else just because you can never serve papers on the other party. Yeah.
So it becomes sometimes a little bit tricky, but there's
Yeah.
ways and means to go about this as well. But I do know that, Lindsay, that there's a woman out there that says, I'm living with this issue, and when I say issue, being abused for, let's say, 15 to 20 years, and I'm still afraid. And what can you give, the advice that you will give to those women that says, well, I need to opt out and I'm literally being abused, and in the sense of there's I'm bruised. People have seen my arms were broken, ribs were broken, but I still have to stick here because I am afraid.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, it's complex, right? I mean, it's in this sort of trauma, obviously has severe psychological impacts on an individual, especially when it's sustained over the course of years, like you said. And so there are a lot of reasons why an individual won't leave or feel like they can't leave, maybe feel trapped in an abusive relationship. And I think oftentimes kind of, maybe not intentionally, but there's this kind of narrative in society that puts the blame on the individuals who stay in those situations. It's like that they're kind of partially responsible for their own harm, that this whole well, why didn't she leave narrative? And so without understanding maybe some of those other challenges. And so, some of those challenges you mentioned before is really the financial dependence. I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges for some of our clients. You're concerned both for yourself and obviously for the welfare of your children, where you kind of put up with it because, like you said, if you leave, where are you going to go? You're either going to become a burden on your family, or you and your children are now going to be homeless and possibly in a worse situation than you are now. So that's a huge reason why women stay in these abusive relationships. But sometimes people will fall back on religion. Sometimes people will think that culturally that this is just kind of the expectation when violence is so normalized, that it's just, well, this is he whatever the case may be, paid lobola, and now this is just part of the deal, those sorts of things, right? So it can be really, really, really complex. And so I think sometimes, and other times, like you've spoken about, it's just really the psychological abuse of it all, where, oftentimes it's about power, and it's about the power imbalance. And so if you're constantly being told that you're worthless, or that this is your fault, you made me angry, you're to blame, then you start to internalize those sentiments and you start to believe them yourself. And so, a lot of the work, and that's why for us it's that integrated approach that includes the therapy and the counseling is so important, because a lot of the work that we do is actually helping women to see that what's happening to you isn't okay, and you don't deserve this, and you actually deserve something different. I think those can be obviously critical first steps.
I think, Lindsay, that when you spoke about there should be something better at the end of the day, and women are afraid to step up, but I've known about cases that for many years there was abuse, and then one day it's as if it's out of the blue, kind of. One day this woman stands up and say, enough is enough. And then she pursues and saying, I'm opting out, I'm doing this not just because of myself, but there's the children as well. So let's quickly speak about the children, the legal rights and aspects of a mother saying, okay, I'm leaving, and we've got their legal rights now in place. But what about the children?
Yeah, I mean, and around the kind of financial dependence aspect as well, then that an individual can always apply for maintenance. And so the biological father of a child has a legal obligation to maintain a child, whether or not, obviously, then the the parents of the children are together in a relationship or in any case. So that's always, it's to think about if that's going to be one of the barriers to trying to exit an abusive relationship, then that's something that you can pursue possibly in advance, is to try and put an actual maintenance order in place. Unfortunately, I can't speak to, we don't do family law at our center, and so in terms of the specifics of kind of custody and those sorts of things, I can't really speak to it. But I know that the general standard is always, what's in the best interest of a child. And so it's obviously, that there's been so many studies, it's really well understood, like the impact, even if the child isn't being abused directly, the psychological, having a child witness the abuse of a parent or a caregiver obviously is a specific form of trauma that has very, lifelong lasting impacts on a child as well, impacts their ability to study, to concentrate, to succeed in school, right? So obviously it's never good for children to be around or in those kinds of environments where abuse is taking place.
So that's one of those things that you need to just take care of your family in that regard and let them not see what is going on and protect the children as such as well. But now we are speaking about the 7 days of activism against the violence against women and children. But I know for a fact that there are men out there as well, if we flip the coin to the other side and saying, what about men being in abusive relationships as well? How often do you get that flip of the coin as well?
Yeah, so we certainly know that it happens. And we have had, male clients, both of domestic violence as well as sexual violence, come, for support and come forward. I think that they face also then kind of a unique set of challenges, just because obviously there's certain specific gendered stigmas that associate, with that sort of thing, that, oh, how can you be a man, those sorts of things. So I know that if they were to try to go to the police, then they would face a whole host of just kind of more specific, unique challenges to their situation. But if we look statistically, I don't have an exact number for you, but if you think about gender-based violence, then, yes, there are cases of domestic violence against men, but 98% of the time, the woman is the victim and the male is the perpetrator. And so I think that's why there's so much kind of attention and focus and investment in that kind of focusing on that issue. Not necessarily, like I said, that it doesn't happen ever, but if you look at the numbers, then the vast majority is the other way around.
It's quite interesting that it's always the woman that gets abused or being abused, and the men, there's, like you say, there's a minority that's being abused as well. But it does happen. It's just interesting that the women would be the victims in this case as well.
Yeah, but again, abuse is about, and especially if you look at sexual violence as well, like it's an imbalance of power, and it's taking advantage of particular vulnerabilities. And so, we look at what are kind of the factors that create vulnerabilities, and what are, the integrated factors that then compound those vulnerabilities. So if you are a woman, then you're more vulnerable or at higher risk for violence. If you have a person with disabilities, if you are a migrant person, if you are undocumented, if you are, from a lower socioeconomic class, if you have less education, like these are all, if you're a person of color, these are all factors that then play into, your risk kind of levels for being a victim of violence. And so we see then obviously when you are an individual where you have all of those things, then obviously then your vulnerability to violence or being a victim of violence is quite high. And we also see just intergenerational violence as well. So if you are a child who's now grown up in a home where you've witnessed the abuse of your mother, then you are much more likely, statistically, you're much more likely to either go on to be a victim of violence or to be a perpetrator of violence in the future. So you also see these intergenerational impacts as well.
It's quite important that we teach our children well at the end of the day. And therefore, we have to just build a community with a certain values and morals. So with that in place, we will build a better generation and better people for the future as well.
And that's some of the work. We haven't touched on it as yet, but that's also some of the work that LVA does. We have a community engagement team that actually goes into the communities, does outreach, does workshops, works in schools, works with learners. And so we are trying to, obviously, what's ideal is to prevent violence from ever happening in the first place, not just to respond to violence when it does. So trying to identify what are some of these harmful norms and attitudes and behaviors that lead to violence and allow it to persist. So it's a critical piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah, it's absolutely that pivotal point for our community as well, is to teach the young ones and the next generation how to conduct themselves and what to do and what not to do. And I believe out of that you will find a better generation and a better future for tomorrow.
Certainly.
So, Lindy, you know, when we have fun, our time runs. So Lindy is from the Lawyers Against Abuse. If any of our listeners, Lindy, has a question or so, or maybe they are sitting in a particular situation, can they? What is the contact number that they can contact you by?
Yeah, so the best way to reach us is, so you can go to our website. It's www.lva.org.za. So that's one way, or they could send us an email at info@lva.org.za, or then our contact number for the office is 087-150-7235. But again, probably, or, we're on Facebook, Lawyers Against Abuse. People can contact us that way as well. So lots of ways.
Oh, so thank you so much, Lindsay, for your time as well. And we'll definitely get in touch again concerning these matters as well, because it's quite important that we as women know our rights and what the law says we can and cannot do in certain aspects of life. So thank you so much, Lindsay, for your time and your information.
It's a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, Lindsay. Well, that was Lindsay from Lawyers Against Abuse, and she just gave us a nice information concerning what we as women can do. But let's quickly go for a song break, and when we come back, we'll do it in a different way. We'll definitely now hear a little bit with Plump, with Beautifully Broken, right here on Community Junction.
Every tear, every doubt, every time you've fallen down, when you're hurting, feeling shame, when you're numbing all your pain, when you've lost your way and feel so far away, you're not, you're beautifully broken, and you can be whole again. Even a million scars doesn't change who you are. You're worthy, beautifully broken.
That is Plump with a beautifully broken on a community junction. And you know, Kim Walker-Smith with a brave surrender. It's all about celebrating that 16 days of activism on Community Junction. And I do remind you, if you need a work, just WhatsApp your name, your number, and your skill to 081-858-2292, or you can give us a phone call at 11 o'clock at 087-700-4700.
It's time to let go. I can't be free in the bindings of this world. You burn my soul and whisper for me to come back home. I'm letting go, brave surrender. I'm taking hold of life eternal. On the other side I will find you, leaving my fears behind. Brave surrender. Choosing to believe for a freedom unknown, falling to my knees. I can't win this on my own. Hope is alive. You've given me new eyes to see like you. I'm letting go, brave surrender. I'm taking hold of life eternal. On the other side I will find you, leaving my fears behind. Brave surrender. I'm running, not stopping, straight into your arms. You're closer, I hear you. Your voice cuts through the dark. I'm running, not stopping, straight into your arms. You're closer, I hear you. Your voice cuts through the dark. I'm letting go, brave surrender. I'm taking hold of life eternal. On the other side I will find you, leaving my fears behind. Brave surrender. Oh, I'm letting go. Oh, I'm letting go. On the other side I will find you, leaving my fears behind. Brave surrender. You tell my heart it's time to let go.
That's Kim Walker-Smith with a brave surrender. And you know what? One of my friends, one of my dear friends, gave me this advice, and they said, "Carlette, you know what? Go and listen to this group." And they've given me the songs, and I've listened, and I love it, and I'm going to share it with you in a moment or time. So before I get into that particular song, with a great, this is one of those absolute incredible songs, which, like I say, I will get into in a moment. But it will be after this song from Matt Redman singing Blessed Be Your Name. Let us bless the Lord, for He is a good, good Daddy God.
Blessed be your name in the land that is plentiful, where your streams of abundance flow. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name when I'm found in the desert place. Though I walk through the wilderness, blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. And when the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Redman with Blessed Be Your Name on Community Junction, your only program where we get into so many aspects of life as well. So it's Community Junction with Carlet, and I'm taking you up to the hour 12 o'clock. I do remind you that if you need a job, just send us an SMS to 37873. Tell us your name, what your skill is, and your telephone number, so that we can just promote you as well. Or you can give us a WhatsApp on 081-858-2292. Now, speaking of this song, one of my friends says, Colette, you need to listen to this song and you will enjoy it. So I was thinking, if I enjoy this song so much, you would probably enjoy it too. So thank you to my friend. Here is Sela with Be Still on Community Junction.
It's so loud, I just can't seem to sleep. I need you more than ever now. Let the silence be the only sound. Your glory becomes the only thing I see. Your beauty brings me to my knees. The awe that you inspire in me makes me wanna be still, so still you can hear me breathing in, so still you can hear me breathing out. Let your calm descend upon me now. So now I stand before you broken down, my feet upon this holy ground. I can feel your presence all around. Makes me wanna be still, so still you can hear me breathing in, so still you can hear me breathing out. Let your calm descend upon me now. I hear you whisper softly. I hear you speaking to me. I hear you in the silence you call my name. I wanna be still, so still you can hear me breathing in, so still you can hear me breathing now. Let your calm descend upon me now. I wanna be still, so still you can hear me breathing in, so still you can hear me breathing out. Let your calm descend upon me now. I wanna be still, so still you can hear me breathing in, so still you can hear me breathing out. Let your calm descend upon me now. I wanna be still, I wanna be still, I wanna be still, be still.
Let's just take a moment and be still before the Lord. I do remind you that if you need a job, or if you do have jobs to offer, please send it through to 081-858-2292. And here is Natalie Grant on Community Junction with More Than Anything.
I know if you wanted to, you could wave your hand. Spare me this heartache and change your plan. And I know any second you could take my pain away. But even if you don't, I pray, help me want the healing more than the healing. Help me want the Savior more than the saving. Help me want the giver more than the giving. Oh, help me want you, Jesus, more than anything. You know more than anyone that my flesh is weak. And you know I'd give anything for a remedy. And I'll ask 1,000 more times to set me free today. Oh, but even if you don't, I pray, help me want the healing more than the healing. Help me want the Savior more than the saving. Help me want the giver more than the giving. Oh, help me want you, Jesus, more than anything. Oh, when I'm desperate and my heart's overcome, all that I need, you've already done. Oh, when I'm desperate and my heart's overcome, all that I need, you've already done. Oh, Jesus, help me want you more than anything. Help me want the healing more than the healing. Help me want the Savior more than the saving. Help me want the giver more than the giving. Oh, help me want you, Jesus, more than anything. Help me want you, Jesus, more than anything.
That's Natalie Grant with More Than Anything. And sometimes you find yourself in that predicament that you want the healing and you totally forget about the healer who can heal you. And you're so desperate. But at the end, we know that it will be well with you. Here is Rihanna now with Lord, You Know. And in all circumstances in life, the Lord knows your every need, your every thought. Let Him be the ruler of your mind, your soul. And whatever you do tomorrow and tonight, let Him be the center of it all. Rihanna now with Lord, You Know.
Lord, you know what I've done, and you know what I'm yet to do, but still you do. You love me like you do, as if there's no one else to love. Lord, you know just who I am, and you know exactly where I'm from, and still you do. You love me like you do, as as if there's no one else to love. So I close my eyes and pray, 'cause you hear the words that I say, and I want to thank you, Jesus, for not letting go of a sinner reaching for the light. Lord, you know how proud I have been, and you know how I tried to earn this thing. Still you do. You love me like you do, as if there's no one else to love. So I close my eyes and pray, 'cause you hear the words that I say, and I want to thank you, Jesus, for not letting go of a sinner reaching for the light. 'Cause I've been bent down low by the weight of the law. I've been crippled by its demands, Lord, and it left me on the floor. But now I'm liberated, I'm set free by your grace, and finally I can breathe again. This freedom you've given me. So I close my eyes and I pray, 'cause you hear the words that I say, and I want to thank you, Jesus, for not letting go of a sinner reaching for the light.
That's Rihanna now with a beautiful song called Lord You Know on Community Junction with myself, Carlette, and we've got 2 minutes. Then I'm going to try and get you work, maybe probably by tomorrow morning. And you know what? Put yourself out there and trust the Lord, because He will always make a way. That's the God I know. So if you've got a job opportunity for someone, please leave a message as well on our Facebook line, which is Gospel 103 Hope FM. You will see that I've posted a status already there, or you can WhatsApp us on 0818582292, or you can give us a ring on 0874700. But here is loving the outcome with the God I know, because the God I know will provide our every need.
To do, what to say, what to wear on a Sunday. I'm about perfection, black and white, wrong or right, never great. Well, I never make it, I never be good enough. I try to walk the line, pray that I find something that I knew was real. Began to realize the harder I tried, the colder I'd start to feel. Until the moment, the second I met your love. Just a freedom in more than just a story. In the sky, wearing white, he's alive in every moment. And now that I know this love, I can throw my hands up, worries down. I remember when he showed me how to break up with my doubt. Once I was lost, but now I'm found. No strings attached when he saved my soul. Want you to know the God I know. Oh, you gotta know. Oh, you gotta know. What was I waiting for? I came alive when I let go. All I had was a broken heart. Then he held me in his arms. What was I waiting for? I came alive when I let go. All I had was a broken heart. Then he held me in his arms. Hands up, worries down. I remember when he showed me how to break up with my doubt. Once I was lost, but now I'm found. No strings attached when he saved my soul. Want you to know the God I know. Oh, you gotta know. Oh, you gotta know. What was I waiting for? I came alive when I let go. All I had was a broken heart. Then he held me in his arms. What was I waiting for? I came alive when I let go. All I had was a broken heart. Then he held me in his arms.
Let me receive and understand your hidden wisdom. Hide not your commandments from me. Let me speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Let me make known the mystery of the gospel. Make known unto me the mystery of your will.
It's 2 minutes past 11, and it's Community Junction with myself, Carlette, and it's this time for me that I am just getting excited because I'm going to help you out to find a job. It's one of those things that I know that it's hard to find, and it's hard to do, and it's hard just to get knowledge and appreciate it for the skill that you do. So let us pray over these work that, or the people that needs work, and for those who I'm going to share some job opportunities for you as well. So let God be the one helping us out tonight, and let us trust him. Let us know that he is the God that I know. So Heavenly Father, thank you that we can come with all these job seekers on passing by. They're just passing by and knowing that they're just dropping what they can do right here on Community Junction, Heavenly Father. And as they are seeking jobs, you say in your word, Lord, that when we will seek, we will find. When we will knock, you will open. When we call, you will answer us. So Heavenly Father, thank you that there's a call and a knocking and a seeking going on right now. And Lord, I thank you that you will meet each and everyone's need tonight as well, Lord, and let them know that you are the God that we are serving. So thank you, Heavenly Father, that their needs shall be met in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ. Well, let's start off with the job seekers for today and on our Facebook. So if you've missed out, or maybe you are a company that says, oh, I've just missed out, on our Facebook there's a status post that says hashtag Community Junction at 9 p.m. with hashtag Carlette Badenhorst. And all of our job seekers and will be on there. So maybe you find yourself needing someone, then that's where you can go. Or you can just write down their number as well. It makes it so much easier. We've got a WhatsApp line as well. where you can search and seek for jobs. And that WhatsApp line 081-858-2292. The Facebook page, Gospel 103 Hope FM. And of course, you can phone in on 087-700-4700. Let me know of you. If you don't say something, we can't help you out. Now, let's start here with the Facebook as well. And Zanile Mosha Ntata needs a job. She didn't specify exactly what kind of jobs she needs, but Zanile needs a job. So her number 078-398-9072. So Zanile is looking for a job. I assume any kind of job. So the number there is 078-398-9072. Or you can contact Zanile on 064-360-3847. Now that's just Zanile that needs any kind of a job as well. Now, do you have a painting job that's lying there, and you don't even feeling to paint? It's hot outside, and you're thinking, maybe I can just give someone work. Now, phone this guy, KT Toy. And he says, I can do painting, plastering, and concrete floor. I know that there's people out there that needs floors to be concrete, plastered, anything, or do painting. Then you call KT. His number 079-907-2982. That is if you need any painting job to be done, plastering, or concrete floors to be laid. KT Toy in 079-907-2989. Now here is a Charlene. And Charlene needs a job in, she says she's good in customer service, cooking, selling products, and any type of good communicating with different people. So if you need a HR and communicating skills, or maybe you need someone to sell your product. I know last week we had a lady that says, Colette, I'm selling Scabanes, and maybe Charlene can just help her out selling Scabanes. You never know. Be creative as well. Now, Charlene, who's a very good communicator, and she can sell products, and she's been in customer services. And she can cook as well. Her number 065-353-8919. So Charlene can do cooking. She can do customer service, selling products. She's a good communicator. Her number 065-353-8919. Now, I know that sometimes you need some driving. There's people out there that maybe you are traveling, or maybe you need to move. Then, and Morena Andrew, or Morena is your guy. He's got a code 10 driver's license, and he says, well, I can do the driving for you. Don't go anywhere, because Morena Andrew can do this for you. His number is 063-616-1655. Now, if you need a driver to drive around, or maybe you are traveling and you need someone to drive you around, well, Morena Andrew is the guy. The number is 063-616-1655. Oh, and you remember that guy who's doing the painting, KT Toy, and plastering and concrete? Go and have a look on our Facebook. He just bragged a little bit about what he can do. And it's quite a neat job. So he can work with his hands. So KT, Troy, just our Facebook page, Gospel 103 Hope FM. Just go and have a look how great he is doing his work there as well. Now, Tatu Musikidi, He says that he's got his matric, basic computer literacy. He can do call centers, and anything available will be highly appreciated. Now, Tatu Musekidi, he's got his matric. So if you maybe need someone who can do your computer work, then Tatu Musiki is the guy as well. He can also do the call center thing. So I think this is going to be a good one as well. So his number is 061 797 9208. That's Tatu that can help you out with your computer. He's got computer literacy. He can answer the phones in the call center, and whatever is available, he's the man. They can do it for you as well. Tasidi Mukwena, also known as Masidisu Aleta Mukwena, says, I need a job as a domestic worker. So maybe I need to phone you, Aleta, because my domestic worker, she's on leave and my house is upside down. So maybe I will give you a call as well. So Aleta Mukwena, her number is 063 621 8832. So if you've got any domestic worker that you need a domestic worker, Aleta can do that for you. Her number yet again is 063 621 8832. Now, Jerry, he is a cashier, a fixer, he can do quite a few things with scaffoldings, and he fixes everything. So if you need no, I can't say if you need a fix, because that association can be so wrong. But if you need anything fixing, then Jerry is the guy. You can, or maybe you've got a shop and you say, well, Jerry, I need a cashier. Then you can phone him on 074 260 8000. So there's 3 zeros at the end. So Jerry, he's a cashier and he can fix anything on 074 260 8000. Now here is Tepeng. He's a marketing consultant with 3 years of experience. And where's Tepeng now? Let me just, you know what, these electronics sometimes just runs around as well. So, yeah, okay. He is Tepang Monare. Oh, I hope I pronounce your name and surname correctly. He's a marketing consultant with 3 years experience. So if you are needing to do marketing and maybe your business is not doing that well and you need a marketing consultant, then Tsepang Monare will be the guy for you. His number is 078-976-5123. That's almost like counting there. So marketing consultant for you on 078-976-5123. Now, oh, it looks very good here as well, because Ntubu Kateholo has got a diploma in business management and working as an administrator. So if you need someone who can manage your business, then Ntubi is the guy. It's 0267718. No, just something not like here. It's probably 067-718-78741. That if you need a business manager or management as well. Now Elizabeth says, also a domestic worker. So here's Elizabeth's number, 063-960-7616. That's if you need a friendly domestic worker who's working very hard, Elizabeth is the girl just for you. 063-960-7616. 7. Let's quickly go for a song break, and when we come back, we will definitely go on and find a work for you. And I've got some work related jobs for you as well. So don't go anywhere. Here's Phil Wickham with Your Love Awakens Me.
You came and broke them down. You broke them down. And there were chains around us. By your grace we are no longer bound. No longer bound. You called me out of the grave. You called me into the light. You called my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Feel the darkness shaking. All the dead are coming back to life. Back to life. You hear the song awaken. All creation singing we're alive. 'Cause you're alive. You called me out of the grave. You called me into the light. You called my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. And what love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out, we're alive, 'cause you're alive. And what love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out, we're alive, 'cause you're alive. And what love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out, we're alive, 'cause you're alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me.
It's Phil Wickham with a beautiful song called Your Love Awakens Me. And you are tuned into 103 Hope FM, the Gospel Touch with Community Junction with myself, Carlet. And we are seeking jobs. Now, sometimes we need to be persistent and we need to keep on keeping on. Now, Pabelu says that they've got a business management N6 and 1 year experience in administration. Hey, Pabelo, but you didn't put a name there for us. But don't worry, you can go and find Pabelu on our Facebook, which is Gospel 103 Hope FM. And we are still doing just our Facebook responses on Gospel 103 Hope FM. I'm going to the WhatsApp line in a few minutes, and then I'm going to give you job opportunities as well. But if you do have a job opportunity as well, share that too. And if you need a job, WhatsApp us on 081-858-2292. I would love to help you out. You never know who's listening, and you never know who is in the need for a qualified and skilled person that needs and they need your skill as well. Now, Keanu says he is a cleaner and a security guy. If you need a cleaner or in security, his number is 078-2566-195. That's Keanu Masilu. He's a cleaner and a security guy. His number is 078-2566-195. Now, Joyce, for you, Joyce says that I've got a job experience in cashier for 3 years, and this is a very nice one, beauty therapy for 1 year, and they've got that 1 year experience as well. So Joyce is a quite interesting one for me, because either or, she's holding two skills that you can use. Either a cashier for 3 years, or maybe in the beauty therapy as well. And she's have a 1 year experience in that. So if you want her skill, then give her a ring on 084-092-3383. And that is 084-909. Let me just do this again. 084-092-3383. Right, so that is if you need an experienced cashier or a beauty therapist, you can call Joyce. And this is a one very dear to my heart. And Malana Mandisa says that they need a job in a care worker, or they can do frail care and a baby or sick baby or Alzheimer's. All right, so the hospitals out there, I know that you are listening. Don't tell me you are off and you're not listening to your favorite gospel station, 103 Hope FM. Just write this number down for Mandisa, those the hospitals as well, because Mandisa needs a job, and it's quite an interesting one. It's for caregiver, frail care, baby or sick bay, or Alzheimer's. And Mandisa's number 073-225-1560. That is 073-225-1560. So that is more or less our Facebook. Let's quickly go to our WhatsApp line, and then we need to go for a song. And when we come back, I'm going to give you jobs that maybe you can apply for as well. So on our WhatsApp line, there's Maserati, and Maserati says they've got skill in debtor collection. Now, if you need a debtor collector, then Maserati is the person just for you. The number 078-314-1069. That is for debt collectors, and that's Maserati. The number 078-314-1069. And there's another WhatsApp that came through, and Miss Seseti. And Miss Seseti says the following, that her daughter has just done her degree in social workers. So any social workers out there that says we need another hand, then you can give Ms. Sisetsi a ring on 084-736-9801. That is 084-736-9801. That is her daughter graduated being a social worker, and she needs to get a job in the specific field so that she can graduate as well. Maybe do a little bit of volunteer work or such, just to get into that particular work and line of work as well. So here's another one, Ntewaki. And Ntewaki says, I've got a skill in HR with computer skills, and they've got a certificate in HR and computer skills and cashier experience. So give Ntewaki a call on 063-4929-188. That is 063-4929-188. Now, let's quickly go for a song, and when we come back, I'm going to give you some more. No, then I'm going to give you job opportunities. But please, if you need a job and you say, Carlette, I don't know where to turn to Community Junction. We will help you out. You will never know who's listening and who needs your skill for tomorrow. Maybe you will never ever know. So don't dismay, because Jason Grace sings sparrows, and you know what the Bible says, that God provides for the sparrows as well. So why would he not provide for you? I know that my God is the God who provides our needs. So here's Jason Gray with Sparrows.
Can't add a single day by worrying. You worry your life away. Oh, don't worry your life away. You can't change a single thing by freaking out. It's just gonna close you in. Oh, don't let the trouble win. Feel alone, but you're not on your own. He can hold the world, he can hold this moment. How to feel no flower escapes his notice. Oh, even the sparrow knows he holds tomorrow. If he can hold the world, he can hold this moment. Not a field or flower escapes his notice. Even the sparrow knows he holds tomorrow. Even the sparrow knows he holds tomorrow.
That's Jason Gray with the Sparrows on Community Junction. And you know what? You ask for jobs, and I'm going to give you some job opportunities that I came across over the past of this week as well, because it's just fair. Maybe you can do these, and I do see that there was quite some requests of a domestic worker or cleaners, and I've got that job opportunity for you as well. But let's start off with quite an interesting job opportunity for all the pastors, and it's part-time and full-time, and they are asking for 50 pastors, evangelists. It could be students, and it could be from anywhere. So the students should have first year theology as well, so you can give them a ring. They need 50 pastors. Now the number to phone 073 230 4264. That's the number that you can phone if you are a pastor and you need a job. It's quite interesting, and you can see and hear what they need from you as well. The number yet again 073 230 4264. That's a nice job opportunity for you as well. So I do know that there's quite a few domestic cleaners that needs this particular job as well. So what do you need to be a Sweep South cleaner? And Sweep South is a platform for domestic cleaners to find work. So go to Sweep South. That's how you will find a job opportunity for you as well. So you need to just have a smartphone, reliable and be reliable and hardworking. You need to have 2 years experience in domestic cleaner. You need to have a contactable reference, and you need to be dependent, and you need to find your own way around. So what would be your responsibilities and the benefits that will include choosing your working days, areas to work in? You can earn a great hourly rate. So how do you apply? You just go to sweepsouth.com. The application form is there as well. So sweepsouth.com. SWEEPSOUTH.com. Sweep South. For all the domestic workers out there, go to Sweep South, a clean, happy home. You probably will find a great job there for you as well. Now there's a electrician that's needed, and you just need to be 30 years and a little bit older than 30 years, and they say this is quite interesting. Yeah, so you need to have about 8 to 10 years experience in this field of construction and electricity. So the number that you can phone and the email that you can send it to, there's the fax number 086 571 8313. That's the fax number 086 571 8313. Or you can email if you need a job for electrician to Jan DW1 at telkomsa.net. That is JANDW1 at telkomsa.net. So go and ask for those job opportunities. Now here's a au pair needed in the Mayerton area as well for 2 girls. they around about, let me see how old, the 9 and 13. You need your own car that's being required, and you need to have your pair SA vacancy profile number. And so all you need to apply for is, please, you go to the UPESA, opesa.co.za. You create a profile there. It's very quick and easy. And there's about 33,000 family profiles that's being created as well. And you can just job reference there. It's 27749. So where do you go? You go to www.opesa.co.za. That is AUPAIRSA.co.za. Just that website again, OPESA, AUPAIRSA.co.za, if you want to au pair as well. And I know that there was someone that says a nail technician in the beauty for a year as well. So this is the number that you can phone. Let me just see. They don't give a number. Okay, so there's one in the Vereniging Sedibeng as well. So I'll just get a number there. I do apologize. Let's see. There we go. Here's the number. It's they're looking for a nail technician and a hairstylist to rent a space in the so the space is available immediately. You can phone 0608974216. That is if you are a nail technician and you need a little bit of space at a salon to just put all your stuff, and there will be clients already. That number again, 0608974217. That's a nail technician and hairstylist to rent a chair. So if you're a vehicle salesman and you love selling cars, then this one might just be for you. There's a used car dealership in Vereniging that is looking for sales, and the person can start immediately. They need to have 3 years experience and computer literate, own transport, and they need to be bilingual. You can email the CV to eaemotors01@gmail.com. So that is if you want to become a used car dealership that's looking for people to start selling cars. So then the email yet again, eaemotors01@gmail.com. So it's E for elephant, A for apple, E for elephant, motors01@gmail.com. Now there's quite a few interesting places as well. And here in Three Rivers, there is a kiosk sale. So if you are saying, I can definitely sell some products, then this might just be for you. So there's a upmarket and trendy client that is currently looking to have employers to the kiosk sale consultant. There's this retailer offers a dynamic and new age product range that suits most people, and the skills that's needed, they must have 2 years in the retail sales experience. Matric or the NQF equivalent is a must-have. Must have a clear credit and a criminal check. Excellent knowledge of customer service processes, and they must be able to upsell on products and be sales target driven. And the number that you can contact them, oh no, wait, here's no number, here is just an email. It's tracy@glasshouse.co.za. so send your CV to Tracy, TRACY at glass, then there's a dash house at co.za. Send your CV there for a very interesting upmarket or kiosk sale as well. Let me just give you that email again. Tracy, TRACY at glass, and then there's a dash house.co.za. So let's quickly go for a song break. Sure, it's quite a lot of information. So if you do know of someone who says, well, I can provide a job for you, please send those job opportunities in. Or maybe you are someone that says, Colette, I need a job, and I'm trusting the Lord for that opportunity, and I'm going to put in my CV and my name and what I'm skilled for. I'm putting it up on our WhatsApp line 081-858-2292, or maybe onto our Facebook page, Gospel 103 Hope FM, and you will never know who is finding your number, and maybe you can start working tomorrow or in the week. But you know what? Our Father is a good, good Father. Here is Urban Rescue, a song of my Father.
When silence falls, I hear you call in the secret place. You still my soul with quiet joy, and I'm wide awake. In the middle of the night, I look up to the sky. I can hear you singing over me through the fire and the flood. I know that I am loved. I can hear you singing over me, yeah. You spoke the earth with just one word, and you hold my heart. Oh, my every step, my every breath is your work of art. In the middle of the night, I look up to the sky. I can hear you singing over me through the fire and the flood. I know that I'm loved. I can hear you singing over me, yeah. I hear your melody, I hear your symphony. There's nothing louder than the song of my Father. I hear your melody, I hear your symphony. There's nothing louder than the song of my Father. In the middle of the night, I look up to the sky. I can hear you singing over me through the fire and the flood. I know that I am loved. I can hear you singing over me. In the middle of the night, I look up to the sky. I can hear you singing over me through the fire and the flood. I know that I am loved. I can hear you singing over me. I
It's Urban Rescue with a Song of My Father on a Community Junction on your favorite gospel station, 103 Hope FM. And we are doing the thing that we get a job for you. Maybe you are saying, Khalid, I am tired, sick and tired of just sitting around and I can't get a job. So we will help you out here. Here's a job opportunity for you for a credit controller. And yeah, you can phone Oliver Peters. It's a credit controller. There's responsibilities such as opening a new account, phone for trade references, general customer account maintenance, follow up on processing of credit notes and pastel, and following up on outstanding invoice statements. Oh, and there's quite a few things that you can do and should do. In the qualifications that you need to have a grade 12 senior certificate with accounting as a subject, and you have to pass that. Tertiary qualification in debtor management or accounting, it's very highly beneficial there. And minimum of 5 years credit control experience. Must have experience in pastel evolution, petty cash, full creditors function, and processing of payments and online banking. Now you can phone Oliver Peters. Let me just find a number there for you. If I can't find a number, I will definitely get an email somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Send your CV to Oliver Peters 1992, so 1992 at gmail.com. So it's Oliver Peters at 1992 at gmail.com. So if you are a credit controller, this might just help you out as well. So there's a healthcare company that requires sales consultants. So if you can sell ice to an Eskimo, then maybe this job will be for you as well. American Home Care. There's commission and performance bonuses. All that you need to require, the requirements, you need to have an own car and valid driver's license, and you must stay in the Vaal Triangle area as well. So let me get, where's these people's emails? You know what, sometimes you find them, you look for them, you search for them, and suddenly you've got them and it all disappears on us as well. So I can't find this number just yet, but I do promise I will get that, and when I do get it, you will definitely know of it. And you know what, at the end of the day, we just make your life so much easier as well. And so don't go anywhere. Please stay tuned to your favorite gospel station. There's quite a few things coming up your way as well. And I'm sorry, no, I can't find this nowhere, no email, nothing. But nonetheless, so if you are saying, Colette, I need to have a job or maybe a job opportunity, please give us a WhatsApp on 081-858-2292, or maybe phone us. Let us take your name and number. You never know who's listening, and maybe you can just get that break that you need. Sometimes you just need to do it. No, you know what? There's a tacky, there's a shoe that says, you know what, just do it. So just do it. Well, it brings us to the end, almost to the end of Community Junction. Let's go for one more song, and then when we come back, then I will give my salutations until we meet up again as well. But you know what? If you feel like nothing's going your way and all is not good and well, then there's the one thing that you need to do And it is that the Spirit will lead you. And this is my prayer when you search for jobs, and when you maybe are searching for people doing their jobs for you, is that the Spirit of the Lord will lead you as well. So here is Michael Ketterer and the influence music with Spirit Lead Me. And while you are listening to this, pray. And I'm also going to pray for you to get that breakthrough as well.
This is my worship. This is my offering. In every moment, I withhold nothing. I'm learning to trust you, even when I can't see it. And even in suffering, I have to believe it. If you say it's wrong, then I'll say no. If you say release, I'm letting go. If you're in it with me, I'll begin. And when you say to jump, I'm diving in. If you say be still, then I will wait. If you say to trust, I will obey. I don't wanna follow my own ways. I'm done chasing feelings. Spirit lead me. Oh, Spirit lead me. It felt like a burden, but once I could grasp it, you took me further, further than I was asking. And simply to see you, it's worth it all. My life is an altar. Let your fire fall. If you say it's wrong, then I'll say no. If you say release, I'm letting go. If you're in it with me, I'll begin. And when you say to jump, I'm diving in. If you say be still, then I will wait. If you say to trust, I will obey. Teach me how to follow in your way. I'm done chasing feelings. Spirit lead me. Oh, Spirit. Yeah, let's just sing it out. Oh, Spirit lead me. When all hope is gone. When all hope is gone, and your word is all I've got, I have to believe you still bring water from the rock to satisfy my thirst, to love me at my word. And even when you say to jump, I'm diving in. If you say be still, then I will wait. If you say to trust, I will obey. You're the only truth, the life, the way. I'm done chasing feelings. Just be
That is my prayer tonight, that the Spirit of the living God will lead you whatever you do and wherever you go. Let Him guide you through each and every aspect of life. Well, it's my time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for being with me on a Community Junction on a lovely Sunday evening. It's about 3 minutes to go. Then it's tomorrow. Then tomorrow morning, Monday. And Mondays are not blue. No, it's what you make of them as well. So thank you so much for being with me. And I do pray that the Lord will meet our every needs right here on Community Junction. We go out and say, well, we will serve the community with Community Junction. Where there's crossroads, we will cross those bridges to get you in alignment with the will and the purpose of our Lord, our God, our Savior. So thank you so much for being with me right here on your favorite gospel station, 103 Hope FM. Well, I'm going to love and leave you with a beautiful song from Rita West singing Glory. And we know whatever we do on this Monday morning that's coming in about 2 minutes, let it be for His glory, for all that He is. We will serve Him because it's for His glory. Until next week, same time, same place. Shalom.
If you found Him good, if you found Him faithful, Oh, somebody's feeling alone now. Somebody needs to know how to move on. Oh, somebody's heart is breaking. Somebody's feet shaking. Their fear, their eyes are pouring out tears. Yeah. Somebody's feeling alone now. Somebody needs to know how to move on. But their love is up and gone. Yeah. Somebody needs to hear the glory found in your story. Somebody needs to hear the glory found in your story.
Gala Staff Appreciation Dinner on the 12th December from 6 p.m. at the Vereniging Civic Hall. Dress to impress as we take the 103 Hope FM Gala Dinner by storm. Artists such as Nazim, Ingoma award-winning Mzala Mugwera, and Taking Do will entertain us. Staff Appreciation Gala Dinner. Buy your ticket now. Call Sihle on 083-497-2148 or Buzz D on 072-250-9823. Tickets only 250 Rand per ticket. Don't miss out. Call Sihle on 083-497-2148 or Buzz D on 072-250-9823 for your ticket. See you there.
Judah House Tabernacle invites you to the building grand opening conference on the 29th of November to the 2nd of December 2018, hosted by Apostle Tando Mboneng, with the grand opening on the 1st of December 2018. The time is 10 a.m. The venue, Plot 33, Lamont Park, Fannabale Park, with speakers Apostle Stephen Anders all the way from the USA, Apostle